Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 28 of Malt and Magic Campaign 2. This is our last show for a couple of weeks, so let's hope it's entertaining for you all. Let's make it a doozy. Yes, I am on leave next week, and then Mr. Hodge is also on leave for the next couple of weeks, so we're going to take a couple of weeks off. But then when we come back, we will be back with some guest stars, so look forward to that one. But before we get into any more detail, let's run down our usual shout-outs and thank yous. So we will start, as always, with Incarnate, Owlbear Radio and Dungeon Alchemist for all things virtual tabletop and mapping. I've been building maps over the weekend because I had child and wife free weekend, so I just D&D prepped for most of the weekend, to be honest, because I have no life. But yeah, no, it was all good. And then, yes, a huge shout out to Hero Forge and D&D Beyond for all things character visuals and character management, game management, encounter builders, everything, source books, all good stuff on there. And then there's the DM's tools that I use in the background. So Kassoon, 5e Magic Shop, 2 Minutes Tools, the Thieves Guild, and World Anvil. Any of the music or sound effects you hear is courtesy of Tabletop Audio and BattleBards. We are still partnered with BattleBards, so please go give them a look and a check out. Version 2 of their website, and go get yourself a subscription with BattleBards, which is all very exciting with all new stuff. They've been doing some clever stuff on their social media, showcasing how you can put the musical tracks and some of the ambiances, or the I don't know how they describe it, but it's just sort of the backing tracks, so to speak, and combine them to create all sorts of cool effects. So I encourage you to go check them out on social media. And speaking of social media, don't forget to check us out on social media. So you can see all of our links down the bottom there. Come catch us on Twitter or X, Instagram and Threads. Twitch, of course, you're with us. YouTube on Fridays for the VOD and all of our past episodes. And of course TikTok as well, which has gained some significant followers in the last couple of weeks, thanks to some clips we did of last week's episodes, in the last week actually, which we will try and do more of. So if there's funny moments, please do clip them, share them. We will try to do the same as well, or if there's epic moments, do the same. But yes, what else? So please come and join us on Discord as well. If you're not already part of our Discord community, then please join us on there. I am making an effort to do some regular posts on there. So the DM's workshop is in full flow with homebrews being published. I do need to do this week, so I will do that after the show tonight. And then yes, I will be posting similar posts to our new blog, which is live on the website as well. So we have a blog as well. We are thinking about things like wikis, all in good time, and we will get there. So yes, come and join us on Discord, get involved, fan arts on there, theories, it's all good stuff on there. Come and join the community. And yes, if you want to engage with us even further, or you just can't get enough of Malt and Magic, then as I say, you can catch all our past episodes on YouTube, or you can go and check them out on podcast format or in podcast format on multiple different platforms. So choose your platform, listen to the podcast, and our only ask is leave a rating or a review. The numbers are still up on the podcast. It's great to see we are growing very, very well on the podcast. So hello to everybody listening. Thank you so much for your support. We very, very, very much love you. And if you do ever feel like jumping onto Twitch to say hello, then please do. It would be great to see some of you. Cool. So I think that's it for my usual shout-outs and thank yous. Homie and the Dude have finally launched their Kickstarter of Sky Zephyrs. I am pleased to say it was fully funded within 4 hours, which is phenomenal. So they are well in the realms of stretch goals now, so please go and show them their support. You can see the link on screen there, maltandmagic.co.uk/HATDKS. And yes, go and support that Kickstarter and get all things around sort of aerial combat and shipbuilders and all those sorts of things. And speaking of Kickstarter, we are in conversations about supporting other Kickstarters as well, so hopefully we will have more good TTRPG content to share with you. But that being said, I'm going to take a breath, and I will give our usual warnings, which adult language and adult humour are very common in this show, so you have been warned. And I think that's it. So let's go venture through a forest, shall we? Let's roll. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
How are we doing?
Good. It's warm.
Yeah, Dave's finally finished breaking shit. That's good.
Yeah. I broke me mic arm.
Literally about 2 minutes before we went live, which is fantastic.
Legging it down to get a spare.
Absolutely. Oh, good stuff. Well, hello again for another episode. Can't even speak proper English there. Proper English in it. Anyway, yes, welcome to another episode of Malt and Magic. Let's run down our lineup before I totally lose all of my sensibilities. So I am Matt. I am your dungeon master for this, and most evenings I'm also tonight playing the sidekick character of Callum Verfleur and any of Cog's emotional fluctuations.
Which I think he was just portraying there. So, I am Dave, and I am playing Jewel of Shadows, the female Tabaxi rogue.
And I am Danny, who plays Lexorder, the UNT sorcerer, and I forgot how low our hit points got last week.
Yes, they did. So for anybody who was paying attention to the social media, you will see that there was one moment where it was very close to being a TPK, with both of our characters getting down to single-digit hit points, indeed 1 hit point apiece, before potions were very quickly guzzled. I suppose while I think about it, actually, I should also tell you a little bit about Callum's class, and I also need to pull up his character sheet, just so I've got it for when you decide to do things with him later. So I'll do that in the background when this loads.
I just need to get that feat so I always remain on 1 hit point when I die. I don't know what it is.
I mean, it doesn't always remain on 1 hit point.
No, obviously, but I need it. I can't remember what it is. I know orcs have it. Half orcs with it. Is it indomitable? Is it
relentless something or
endurance?
There's multiple things because barbarians have got.
Barbarians have got one. Obviously, orcs or half orcs have them. And obviously there's also that other barbarian one where you basically, as long as you keep in your rage, it doesn't matter how much hit points you take, you're basically just dead but still going. That one is just awful. It's just, I mean, that is some BBEG shit, that is. As long as I keep getting hit.
Ideas, though. It's not.
Well, no, yeah, but I mean, I suppose we want them on our side.
Absolutely. So, yes, Callum is an Archfey Warlock who has Pact of the Chain as well.
Ew.
Very nice.
So, yes.
I should totes remember what that is from having it myself, and I can't remember which one that one is.
So it means that they have an amulet or chain of sorts, and it also means they can cast the Find Familiar spell, which is one thing Callum will be doing today.
That's what I thought it was.
Just to help with the exploration.
Another animal.
But he's also got a few. Yes, indeed. Luckily, that's just an animal. But yes. There's a few other things as well which may be obvious with Callum as well. A few tweaks and a few feats in there. But yes, let's talk about last week, because that was a lot of fun. You had your conversation with the elders of Morse Tacey, and discovered a newcomer to the city who was investigating something else. The elders explained that they probably did have more information for you, but in order to sort of talk to you about that information, they needed you to do a job for them first, which may or may not be linked. You haven't figured that out yet. There were strange goings-on in the woods outside of Morse Tacey, and strange occurrences and experiences being had by people travelling to and from Morse Tacey, but also now affecting people within the city as well. You then ventured off to find the only contact, or the only person you knew who had experienced, or had been told that had experienced these phenomena, I should say, which was an individual who was in a tavern and was a merchant. Yes, I was waiting for the
No, I left it. I left it alone.
A repeat of last week's shenanigans. Yes, so found the individual who had sort of experienced all of this and managed to make their way through the woods and survived where their travelling party had not. Gave you some directions as to where to look, and you very quickly set off on your way and travelled for about half a day, maybe a little bit more, before you came across a strange glade of sorts and found two bodies. And as you then found those two bodies and got closer, you were beset upon by two strange, dark Fey creatures, which even I've forgotten the name of now. So I will go and remember that for a minute.
There's 3 of them, weren't
There were 3, but there were 2 bodies. And yes, brain, forgotten what they were called. Anyway, these 3 Fey creatures attacked you almost immediately with no hesitation, and the fight was a close one. As I say, both players dropped down to 1 hit point. That is it. Thank you very much. So yes, you drop down to a single hit point each, with an ability from those creatures being to prevent you regaining hit points on your turn, which was a lot of fun. It was an interesting mechanic.
For you.
Not quite as fun. Yeah, not quite as fun as the whole roll 1d4 and do that amount of attacks. That's less fun. But yes, you survived ultimately and decided that now would be a good time to rest, not knowing what else would face you or you would face as you ventured further into the forest. So you went a little bit further ahead, out of this glade, away from the carnage, and the 3 of you settled down for a long rest. Now, is there anything either of you wish to do before your rest, and are we doing watches?
I would like an uneventful rest where I can just press long rest button and go about my day. I would like.
Yes, pretty much it.
I rolled a persuasion on you and it was a 20, so...
Yeah, okay.
What do you get? Do you have advantage against
it? Yes, I have advantage because I'm the dungeon master. That's the way I see that one.
I can do whatever the fuck I want. No, I don't.
Excellent.
I'm quite fucked, so I would just like to rest.
Okay. I will say then that Callum takes the first watch. And so I am going to ask the both of you to make me wisdom saving throws, please.
Oh. 5.
Wisdom saving throw.
Instant karma for the joke about an uneventful rest.
7.
Good. Solid start.
Fantastic. The both of you begin to dream.
Of course we do.
Lex. You close your eyes and the exhaustion of the battle takes over you very, very quickly. A vivid dream takes hold of your senses. You find yourself walking through a sun-dappled forest, the air filled with the soothing melodies of birdsong. Ahead of you, a path of shimmering golden leaves unfolds, leading you deeper and deeper into these woods. Somehow, some way, you sense familiar presences. That feeling of family. You feel, although you don't see it, your mother's warm smile and your brother's reassuring laughter. As you walk, the forest begins to change around you. The colours of the leaves begin to shift from that gold to a deep, ominous crimson colour. The path before you cracks and splits, turning into this maze of thorny vines and twisted branches. Panic begins to rise within you. You realise you are lost. In the distance you catch a glimpse of your family, but their forms are fragmented, they are distorted. You push forward, you strive forward, desperate to reach them. But every step you take only seems to lead you further into the maze. Whispers echo through the air, haunting, maddening. Shadowy figures flicker at the corners of your vision, just beyond your reach. And the forest seems to pulse with this dark energy. You can feel its corrupting touch seeping into your veins. I'll leave that there for now. Jewel. As you close your eyes and dream, you find yourself standing on the edge of a vast, desolate landscape. The sky above is inky black, devoid of stars and moonlight, and this itself is unsettling, as it's the first time you've had a dream where the sky has been so empty. As you look towards the ground beneath your feet, you see it's covered in this thick, swirling mist. It almost seems to move of its own accord. The air is heavy with this unnatural stillness. The only sound you can hear is the distant echo of your own footsteps. As you continue to walk forward, the mist seems to gather around you and forms these ghostly tendrils that wrap themselves around your limbs. You try to move faster, but the mist only tightens its grip on you, making each step more difficult than the last. A sense of unease settles in your chest, and you can't shake the feeling that you are being watched by unseen eyes. In the distance, you catch a glimpse of a figure standing beneath a shadowy archway. Its form is indistinct, shrouded in darkness. With each painful step as you approach, the figure raises its head, and you see a pair of glowing eyes staring directly at you. A chill runs down your spine, and you instinctively take a step back. The figure extends a hand towards you, and the mist begins to thicken, enveloping you in this oppressive darkness. You can feel this presence begin to invade your mind, probing your thoughts and memories. Panic surges as you struggle against this intrusion. But it's as if every one of your thoughts is just slipping through your fingers like grains of sand. You wake up with a sudden jolt, gasping for breath, your heart racing, the weight of that dream clinging to your thoughts, the sense of being trapped within that suffocating darkness lingering, leaving you with a sense of vulnerability and uncertainty. And almost exactly at the same moment, Lex, you wake up, your heart racing, your skin covered in a film of not sweat but something that memory of the dream also lingering, those unsettling images etched into your mind. As you take a moment to catch your breath, that sense of foreboding weighs heavily on you, leaving you to wonder if that dream was more than just a mere illusion. And as the two of you wake, Callum is just going to turn. Everything all right? I was just about to wake one of you.
It seems par for the course at the moment.
Yeah, you seem to be having weird dreams.
Does the figure I saw in the dream remind me at all of the previous premonitions or whatever they were, visions of the Watcher, or was it something different? It seemed much more oppressive.
It felt a lot different. Felt darker, more malevolent in its being than the Watcher.
Okay.
Who has appeared more ambivalent than anything else.
Sorry, Lex.
What was your dream about this time?
Yeah, it was about shadows and an oppressive figure sort of turning my vision dark. I was afraid of them and where I was. I don't know whether it is just because we are near the planar disturbances, what we believe to be planar disturbances. Ow! Excuse me while I kick the cat out. Pebble just randomly attacked my hand.
Little bastard.
Yep, I was going to say, bye. As that tobacco
See
kicked
ya.
out.
Cool, I'm only bleeding, it's fine.
Do we need to phone an ambulance, Dave? Are you going to
I'm
live?
fine.
All I'm going to say is they say it comes in threes.
I know,
so
that's it. I'm done. I'm done.
I
I'm
think
done.
you're good. Hopefully we're gone now. Good stuff. You both had dreams.
Yeah, it's becoming a regular occurrence. Unfortunately, mine was I was ironically trapped in a forest that was just becoming more and more like a maze, and I felt like I was being corrupted by it. I hope that was a dream anyway, and not a premonition.
Well, the fellow did say that these occurrences were strange and unnerving.
I suppose from my point of view, I should not be particularly surprised. It is one of the reasons I left my village is, well, dreams and horrible visions such as this was occurring around there. I just have forgotten it in these 6 or 7 months I've been away.
Well, look, I could use a rest, so if either of you needs just a moment, or a few hours at least, to come to terms, then one of you can take over if you like.
Yeah, I don't mind taking the next watch. I don't think I'll be able to sleep for the moment anyway.
Very well.
Okay.
Get some rest if you can, Drew.
Callum settles himself down and sort of rolls over. He looks back at the both of you and... Sure you're going to be okay?
This is not the first time it has happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Wake me if anything else happens.
Jewel doesn't immediately go to sleep. So we'll wait until Callum falls asleep. And then... Lex, what do you think this is about? Do you think it is just because we are near these disturbances, or is it something else?
I think it might be both. I think we're having dreams for a reason. Maybe we're onto something, and they're trying to distract us or throw us off the course. This forest, there's something about it. It's
That is a good point. I did not consider that actually.
Yeah, we're obviously close after fighting those creatures. So
all I can say is I do
Again,
not want
maybe
that
it's
to
trying to-
happen during, a battle. I want to keep a keen eye when we are up against our enemies. I hope they do not, have that ability.
yeah, I think we just need to stay the course. I think all of these barriers we keep facing, I'm taking it as a sign that we're on the right path.
That is actually quite comforting. I had not thought of it in that way. So, yes. If we are troubling them that much, I can see that we are heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
That is good.
Try and get some rest.
That actually helps me, gives me confidence. Wake me when it is my watch.
Roger that. And then for my watch, me and Cog will do the tandem. I'll scan, and he's looking the opposite way.
Mm-hmm.
Looking out for
You
stuff.
just beaming out a small amount of light, just
Like a little lighthouse.
very good. Make me a perception check, please.
No. 19.
19. It's weird being in a forest with all these giant trees around. The lights can play tricks on your mind. And given the dream you've just had, there's moments where you stop and you start as you think you've seen a shadowy figure at the periphery of your view. Only to find that it's just a branch or a bush or a creature, a forest creature. At least that's what you tell yourself, without being able to be 100% sure. And your watch continues and ends with no further activity.
Good. Joe. It's time for your watch.
It seems only 5 minutes, but okay.
It was uneventful, so that's some good news. If you want, Cog can keep you company if you don't want to be fully alone.
They can keep watch. That is fine.
Yeah, I mean, not much for conversation, but at least an extra pair of eyes or an eye. Provide a little bit of comfort.
By all means.
I know you didn't offer, but I'm offering for you. Don't be rude. He's happy to do it.
Cog flutters over to your shoulder and settles onto your shoulder, and you notice as Cog steps down, one of his feet sort of goes to stand on top of the cloak and then sidesteps so its foot, it doesn't touch the cloak itself.
Jewel will sit there, pull out the dusk dagger, and we'll just have it sort of on a stick or probably a stick or log nearby, and we'll just like be spinning it on the top of it, just doing that, but not concentrating on looking at that one, but just looking around and keeping an eye out.
I think after about 10 or 15 minutes of this, Cog will roll down off your shoulder and sort of sits there and then just spins the dagger under your finger for you before rolling back up and onto your shoulder again.
thinking about the different visions that we've had, and the Watcher, how she's still quite unsure about how she feels about the Watcher, but interested that she feels better about the Watcher than obviously what she saw earlier. And we'll just continue her watch.
Okay. Make me a perception check, please.
$23.
There is a moment where you spin the dust dagger, and even though you're not looking at it, you feel it slow. And you look deep into the forest, and there is something that moves. And then you see it for a brief instant before it is gone. 2 glowing eyes. Pink. But there only for an instant. And then gone.
Instead of particularly looking at where they were, she'll then keen her eyes on other areas, because it would not likely, and she's only going to be concerned if she sees it again, because after all, if we don't come near us, not a problem.
And about 10 anxious minutes pass. You see nothing, and then you jump slightly as Cog just shifts and its head rotates, looking the opposite direction now. And all is still, and you begin to see those first glimpses of sunlight breaking through now, as the sun begins to rise, and your watch passes and ends with no further event.
I will wake up Lex first, and then Callum.
And as you go to wake up Callum, you can see they just sort of roll over, and it's all good, I'm awake. Just everything was uneventful.
So was something watching, but not for long.
Sorry, what? I feel like that's an event that we need to talk about.
Yeah, that's not very comforting to hear.
Well, I saw 2 pink glowing eyes for the brief moment, and then they were gone.
Like your eyes. Did you go to urinate during the night? Is that what it could have been?
I cannot see myself, Lex, I'm afraid.
I wonder about Callum. Hasn't Callum got pink eyes? Did you go for a piss in the night, Callum?
No, I didn't. I've been... None that I'm aware of. But I'm assuming you would have seen me move if it was me.
Oh yes, I would have done. You said that your eyes were a remnant of being in the Fey so long, the Fey realm.
Yes, they are a mark of me being Fey-touched, I suppose.
So it would only make sense that it was something else Fey-touched out there last night. They did not come to attack?
I'd draw a similar conclusion's the word, right? Yes.
It is not something we can do much about if people know we are here. We are only not exactly trying everything to hide. And they did not attack.
Do you know whether there's a portal in this forest? Is there an opening to the Feywild?
I don't know anything about this forest, to be fair, nor about any portals.
Do you think we should be concerned?
Yes.
they were in that direction. Can Jewel make a, I don't know, nature roll or something as to rough distance between eyes and far away they would be considering someone's normal head height? That is an assumption she's going to make.
Make me a survival check,
Survival,
please.
actually, yeah. Yeah, where's survival? There. Right at the bottom. Yeah. Cool, you've been rolling okay. And, yeah, 13. But at least knows in the direction.
So I'll say with the 13, it was dark. It was difficult to gauge distances given the way that the light plays tricks on your mind and with your eyes. But you reckon it must have been somewhere up between sort of 50 to 100 feet away. It was a fair distance.
With that, Jewel would still like to head in that direction and have a look for any obvious signs on the ground. Boots, so obviously this is not really looking for deer hooves or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And signs on the ground.
Okay. So you wander up and Callum sort of goes, oh, I guess we're moving then. I'll quickly pack up.
I
as
should
you
be back in a
wander
moment.
off... Oh, well, I'll get packed anyway. But you wander off very quickly using your feline agility and scamper up to where you think this creature was. And it's not long before you find an area where there is disturbances. Make me an investigation check, please.
That is a 25.
You find evidence of heavily armoured boots that stood here. And you also find a single vine that stands out from the foliage in the area. And it stands out because it is twisted, it is blackened, and where it's cracked there is a almost strange purplish, pinkish glow just slightly emanating from it.
Are Lex and Callum following?
I'm currently packing up the camp and sorting out rations and food and stuff like that.
I will call back, not too loud, but hopefully so that they can hear. You might want to come and see this.
Oh, no.
Sounds fun. Oh well, rations on the move, I guess. Quickly packs up bedrolls and everything and slings the pack on his back and begins to wander forward. You coming, Lex?
Yep. As I just shove everything into the bag of holding. Just rake it all in. Put it under that.
Occasional
We will
leaf.
say Cog has returned to your shoulder at this point.
Yep. He's in the back going... Sorry.
At the moment where you go to throw Cog in the bag of holding, the wings just flap out like, fucking no! Very good. So you approach the area where Jewel is. What is it? What have you found?
There was someone standing here. Quite possibly in the night, and almost definitely who I saw. These boots, these markings are
Made
from
for walking?
heavy armor boots, and yes, they have made a fresh impression. My interest, however, peaks with this vine. It seems like it has been, possibly corrupted? And I point out the purplish pink glow off it.
Does it match the vines in my dream?
Ooh. Make me maybe a history check, please.
17.
Looks vaguely familiar, yes.
I think this kind of looks like how the forest corrupted in my dream. These sort of vines creating the maze.
Well, I do not believe in coincidences.
No, me neither. That's rather strange.
Are you familiar? Is this a type of plant that grows in the Feywild? Or is it native to here? Does anybody know?
Well, I would have said yes, but I've never seen effects like this on it before. I mean, a lot of the Feywild is vibrant colours, but even then we don't see this darkness. Maybe in the Fey dark, but
the vine itself
then,
is
no.
possibly from the Fey, but the additional is something extra.
Yes, it's almost like it's been tainted and corrupted, as you say, changed, warped.
Well, I do not know where this is going to lead, but I would suggest that we try and follow any tracks from here and find out where they lead. I realise we may be walking into a trap.
Both of you make me perception checks, please.
Wrong browser window.
Ooh. Happy with a dirty 20?
Oh, I thought I had a dirty 20 as well, but it's a 19.
Both good enough. It's at this moment as you, all three of you in fact, sort of look up in the direction away from your camp, away from where you were the previous day, and towards now the direction where this creature probably came from, and you'll be making assumptions where there is a rough path, and that's where you begin to hear this faint haunting melody. Almost
Good.
like it's just on the wind. And Callum's just going to lift that single pointed ear up. Well, that's very Fey-esque.
Don't tell me we need to go towards that noise.
Well, I don't see the point in going away from it if you're asking me anyway.
Can I do now an extra investigation or something as to can I now follow the tracks from here?
Maybe it's another survival check then, please.
Another survival check. Here we go. My survival's really shit, to be fair. It is. It's a +2. It's balls. But it's a 19.
Okay. You do manage to find some rough tracks and more bits of these strange vines and begin to follow them.
Before we walk into potential danger, can I just hold on a second, and then I'll grasp the amulet around my neck and I'll cast aid at 3rd level and give all 3 of us some hit points.
Ooh, how many?
10.
Nice.
10,
Not
yeah?
fucking.
Not fucking about
Or is
when we
it a
haven't
max
got a healer.
HP modifier?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not
Don't
fucking
heal.
about today.
Yeah, 10's
nice.
HP modifier. Sorry, aid is max HP modifier, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Good. 60 hit points for Callum then.
Ooh.
We're gonna need them.
Tank!
Callum's going to see you do that, and yes, I guess we should be prepared. And he's going to take hold of this amulet that he wears around his neck and just whispers something in a strange language that neither of you understand, and holds out his hand. And as he holds out his arm, this glow begins to appear, and there's almost like the sound of a tear or paper just being sheared in half. And then this blue hawk appears on Callum's arm.
Okay.
Again, Joel, you're the only one without a sidekick.
Less of a sidekick, more of a familiar of sorts.
Can it talk?
If we're delving into the Fey, no. Or, well, kind of, but not out loud. In my head. Does that make sense?
Perfectly.
We met an individual only a few days ago who did exactly the same.
Okay, cool.
Did you say
she's,
the vines and the footsteps were going in the same direction as the horrible, haunting melody?
Yep.
Brilliant.
Marvellous.
So, Callum is just going to turn to this blue hawk. Milena. Fly. And the hawk just begins to soar ahead. If she sees anything, she'll let me know. And you begin to forge ahead.
Yes, definitely following the tracks. I will keep my head down trying to look for them.
Very good. So you continue to follow these tracks and you walk for maybe an hour and a half. And the vines that you find begin to get more numerous and the tracks begin to feel, or at least seem, fresher as you continue venturing forward. And eventually, the path, this subtle path, opens out into something wider.
Hard to be a blood hunter right
Into
now.
another glade of sorts. And this is where... Let's load up a map, shall we?
Hey!
It's lovely to see the maps, but it does mean I might have to die on it.
What a beautiful place to die on it, I suppose.
So this glade opens up quite abruptly. And there's a few things that take your attention first. There are multiple bright coloured flowers that begin to just seem to appear and grow. They're not flowers that you've seen anywhere else. And then you see ahead of you these giant stones, standing stones. And then trees that are these vibrant purples and blues and oranges. Then you look closer, and you get closer. And you see within this circle of standing stones a platform that looks cracked, but what immediately then catches your attention is this stone construction. I almost said construct then, but realised that might confuse people. This stone creation, carving in the cliff wall that you now see ahead of you, and from there is this sparking and sputtering green glow. Lex, please make me an intelligence check with advantage.
17.
Cog's eye twists and rotates in its socket and begins to glow green. You instantly realise somehow, some way, that you are staring at a planar portal.
Oh. And I don't reckon that... Oh, I've got a book. Can I read the book to figure out what colour of the portal means to where it might go?
Make me a history check, please, to see if you remember it, rather than pulling the book out, because there's a lot of things going on right now. I'll say while you're making that, you do see a figure with its back turned to you, but also you can see what looks like another figure on this broken platform, this shattered platform. And the history roll,
I rolled
please.
For my history, I rolled a 6, so, you know.
6. It's too much too soon for you.
Can Jewel immediately pull her hood up, look at both Callum and Lex, and then, I say on her turn, but the next thing she would do is then run up behind the tree to the north. So I'll move if you allow me.
Mm-hmm. Are you pulling your hood up to go invisible, or?
No, it doesn't. Oh shit me! Hang on a minute. I'd forgotten about that. Am I doing that particular thing?
I don't know if the new cloak still does that, but
it's the advantage for stealth, basically. Yeah. So it's not invisible, but it is advantage for stealth. So yes, that's essentially why I'm pulling it up.
Cool.
And so I would go up behind this tree, so underneath it, but yeah, about there, I think.
Mm-hmm. Put you in a square.
Yeah. And yeah, would like to do that in such a stealthy way that no one hears a move.
Maybe a stealth check, please, then.
Yeah, that's a 27.
She left before I got a chance to protect her. I suppose I'll have to use this on myself, and I'll get out a little vial of holy water that I've got and sprinkle the powdered silver into it, and then almost dab it on like aftershave as I cast protection from evil and good on myself, which protects me from aberrations, celestials, elementals, fey, fiends, and the undead. So they've got disadvantage on attack rolls against me, and I can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed.
Very good.
Nice.
Ready.
Callum's going to look at you. Is now really the right time to be sprinkling yourself with cologne?
No, it's protection, because in case this goes south, or for when it goes south.
Oh. At this point, there's that screech of a hawk, and Velena, the blue hawk, there's my token my kit for the evening, lands on Callum's shoulder, or sort of outstretched arm, and then hops up to the shoulder. Stay close, I might need you. Well then, Lex, if Jules gonna hide, shall we see what this is all about?
Begrudgingly? Yeah.
Are these stones on the ground? Are they stones on the ground you could hide behind, or are they like Stonehenge?
Pillars. They are like pillars, yeah, a bit like Stonehenge.
Yeah, you've got a pillar underneath each one of these, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Apart from the square ones, which are just the pillars.
Yeah.
Alert anyone to our presence.
The figure that you can see stood facing the portal does not turn.
What about the blood sacrifice that appears to be on the plate in the middle?
Does not appear to be moving, but as you focused in on that, can you make me an investigation check, please?
13.
From this distance, you can see that something is sticking out of the body into the air, almost vertically up.
Can Jewel move closer?
You can. Keep your existing stealth check.
So
I
she'll
should say
do.
that
Yeah.
that protection spell is concentration for 10 minutes. Say that.
Very good.
Is the colourful trees, are they trees or bushes?
They are trees.
So she would go 60 feet underneath that one.
Okay. We'll say Callum and Lex just... I'm not going to worry about movement too much. Just begin to move and get to about here.
And as they then do that, this might need a new stealth roll. She'd like to go from the tree. Hang on a minute, give me a pointer. So presumably there's a pillar under here. And basically up the pillar and on top, and then hide there.
That will require a new stealth roll, please.
So she's got climbing speed, so I assume that's
I'm not going to worry about that. You can climb it, you can scale it, it's fine.
Yeah. And then that's a natural 20 for a 29.
Yeah, okay. Callum and Lex, then, as you as the two of you then pass into this stone circle, it's almost like the hairs stand up on your arms, or wherever you've got hair at least. There's a static feeling, and you can now hear the sputtering of this portal, these sparks that are emanating off. Now, Lex, you have seen a planar portal before. This seems unstable. And it's at this moment this individual turns to face you. And there is a intake of breath from Callum. As I quickly pull up my description for you.
Jewel will not pull out, but she will sort of get her hand crossbow contraption up and ready to go, so that she's then got it trained on this figure. Does this figure look like it's also got heavy armour and likely who we followed?
So to give you the description, this figure that turns is clad in this emerald green plate mail and a cloak, but the colours seem almost tainted. The cloak itself looks like it's woven from leaves, but they are corrupted and broken. There's almost this unsettling aura that emanates off of this ominous knight-like individual that stands before you. They wield this mighty battle axe that seems to pulse with energy, and a shield in the other hand that is adorned with these twisted, corrupted vines, those of which you have seen littered on your journey here. Shadows seem to dance eerily around its form, and as you stare into the helm and through that visor, you can see two glowing pink eyes. As you are also now closer, Lex, and you look down at this corpse, you can't identify the corpse from this distance, but you see that the object that was protruding from the corpse is a very ornate looking longsword.
The description of the third body... No, that can't be right, because we're about an hour away from even that site. No, fine. I'm not going to make that call.
Very good. Callum has taken that sharp intake of breath, and he holds a hand against your chest, Lex, just to stop you from moving. Something's not right. Obviously, but this is wrong. This is not true, Fey.
What do you mean?
Well, that should be a Green Knight of the Woods, and that is not a Green Knight of the Woods, that is something else.
I'm going out on a limb here, but CGK is Corrupted Green Knight. Captain of the Bleeding
I
Obvious.
don't always
over
make it stupidly complicated, guys. Come on.
No, it's not going to be Cock Goblin King, is it?
I mean, it could be.
There are 5 goblins in there, actually.
Oh, 3 gnomes in a trench coat. Very good. What are we doing?
I'm holding.
Hopefully not rolling an initiative, and we're all just going to go about our business.
Sorry, wrong place.
You apologise.
This isn't Tesco's.
So they're looking for us.
They're
I
looking
do
at
actually
you.
want to make the check that Joel wasn't going to make. Is the person on the plinth match the description of the third person we know is missing?
I'm going to say maybe a perception check rather than investigation check because you're at a distance.
16.
From what you remember of the description of the third individual, they were described to you as rather short. The individual that lays on this broken stone platform is far from it. They almost appear elven in nature.
Not one of the elders, is it?
What do you suggest we do? How do we approach this situation? Talking to Callum.
Honestly, I don't know. That's not good for starters. Point to the portal. Like, even if it's open, it should be stable. This is almost like it's... I don't know. Drawing additional power? Does that even make sense?
Can I do another check to see if I recall anything like this about unstable portals in the book?
Make me a... Maybe a... I'll say a history check, yeah.
Shit. Shit. 7.
7. You're still reeling from all of this information, just bombarding you, and it's the first planar portal that you have seen since you exited into Ardalia. And it's almost like your mission just keeps repeating. Well, that itself was not a true portal. It was almost like a rift. This is the first full-on, properly built planar portal you've come across. And it's almost like your directive is just playing over and over and over in your mind, reminding you of what you're here to do, and that itself becomes a distraction from everything else that's going on.
Does the plinth look like the same architecture as the gate?
Yes.
And does it look like the plinth was recently broken?
Make me an investigation check for that one, please.
Cool. That's that one. And that is... Oh my giddy aunt, it's another natural 20. Leave some of these for the frickin' fight, will you? Jeez.
The corpse looks like it is weeks old. The destruction around doesn't have moss or anything on it like that. You can surmise that, yes, this looks like it happened weeks ago.
Which
would coincide with what you were told, yes.
Well, shit and corruption.
Quite literally.
Shut down. Do you know how
You want to shut it down? How do you propose to shut it down?
Does the sword that's in the stone look like it's powering anything?
Maybe an Arcana check, please.
Ooh, 19.
Doesn't feel like it's powering. There's certainly something magical about it. You can see just from the way it's crafted, and there's a subtle glow to it, but it doesn't seem like it's powering this portal.
Okay. Shut it down, I'll say to CGK.
CGK doesn't speak. Its head cocks to the side, and then it hefts the shield and just swings the great axe a couple of times. And lifts that head again, and the eyes, those bright pink glowing eyes, are just going to stare directly at you.
Last chance to shut it down, willingly.
cracks the neck, hefts the axe, and just points it towards you.
Good. Lovely. I'll roll initiative, should I?
I think we've got our answer. And let's roll initiative.
Question on this is, do...
You have the time.
If Jewel is hidden, does that give them advantage on attacks?
An initiative?
Not on initiative, sorry, on attacks for, like, the next time.
First round.
Yeah, basically. I can't remember what it is on that, like... I don't know what
I used to hide when I was under, and I used to get advantage to give a sneak attack.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Full steady aim became a thing.
Yeah. Like if you can't be,
it would be good.
If your enemy can't see you, I'm sure it gives you advantage or something. But it's these types of things that are useful to do.
Okay, unseen attackers. When you attack a target you can't see, you have disadvantage on the roll. When a creature can't see you, you would have advantage on attack rolls against it.
Hey, and that's why it's a good idea to hide. Cool.
So there we go. So we're going to roll initiative, and I think we will then take an early break, just so we don't have to break in the middle of combat. I think that will work better.
Like a plan.
Great.
I rolled a 5.
Oh dear.
I rolled an 11.
Ah.
Oh dear.
Go team.
Yeah. Hiding well, prepared to attack, not so much.
Callum got 14.
Either
Very
way.
good then. So the initiative order is Callum, Jewel, and Lex. We will take a short break, and then we will launch after the break straight into this combat. So stick around. We're going to play the advert from Homie and the Dude one more time, just so you can all catch that. As I say, go support them. The Kickstarter is live. So mortalmagic.co.uk/HATDKS, and we will see you in a few minutes to go and see what the fuck CGK has to offer. Hello.
Hello.
Yo, yo, yo.
That would have been funny if you'd said something like buggy smugglers. I can't even fucking... Budgie smugglers. Is what I was trying to get out. Yeah, fucking hell. Anyway, welcome back, folks, to part 2 of episode 28, where we are just about to get into combat with a corrupted Green Knight of the Woods. I will talk more about that particular character after we've fought it, but as we have sort of found this little glade with a portal somewhere that's corrupted, that's sparking, there's these Fey-esque trees and plants and flowers around, and then very much this stone circle, or this circle of standing stones around a broken central platform with a corpse that is impaled by a sword, and this figure with glowing pink eyes the other side of the platform. And as we launch then into combat, as I center the map on my screen, we are straight up with my boy Callum. What's Callum going to do straight away? Callum is going to... Callum's actually going to hold fire, just because he's not sure what's going on, but he's going to take out that dagger that's shaped like a tooth, a large tooth, and he's just going to hold, not going to do anything, unsure what to do at this stage with the Fey influence, and this being the fact that it's a Green Knight. He knows what a Green Knight is, you guys don't necessarily know what one is. He's confused, doesn't know what to do. That will be his go, Jewel.
Dave doesn't, so it's much easier to believe that's the same for Jewel.
I'll stop hitting the mic tonight, fucking hell. Anyway, Jewel, it is your turn.
Okay, cool. Not reading that at all. This Green Knight has pointed the sword towards those two, and is quite happy, ready to go. Is going to fire a crossbow bolt into CGK, trying to aim for any sections that aren't armor, and roll with advantage with those two. For an 18 to hit.
An 18 does not hit.
No, thought it wouldn't because it's heavily armoured. Cool. That is going to be bonus action. Okay, movement, and with a bonus action, hide will drop off the drop off this and hide behind the leg. I'm gonna just guess it's there.
Okay, make me a stealth check, please.
Uh, 21.
21. We'll roll that one. Yep, okay. You are hidden. Very good. That is your turn, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, what I need to do is make sure that's attached to you. Having this crossbow bolt just pings off the plate armor of this individual. Where the axe is held up, it's just going to come down to the side, and slowly but surely this creature is just going to march forward. It's going to walk around the corpse. It's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there. It is going to look Callum dead in the eye, and use its Knight's Challenge effect as a bonus action. Callum needs to make a Wisdom saving throw, which is 11 on the dice, and a 14 total, which is the DC. Callum is unaffected by this effect. Very good. So that was a bonus action. You will see CGK slide, or sort of throws the axe into the floor, takes out a javelin, and just throws it. I'm going to make this a roll of the dice between Callum and Lex. And that is Lex.
Thanks, mate.
I'd D4, 1 and a 3 being Callum, 2 and a 4 being you. It was a 2. So that will be a... That's garbage. 11 to hit.
Reaction shield.
Nice.
To do that?
Yeah, my AC is 11, mate. I'm
Ooh,
wearing a trench coat.
good point.
So
Mine was
that
bad.
would
So
be
is
an
this-
AC of 16.
As this javelin then flies towards you, you use that moment where just Tetris, this mechanical, magical shield appears, and the javelin just scatters off. You notice that the knight has no more javelins on it, and instead it then just picks up the axe and swirls it around. That will be the knight's go. Lex, it is now your go.
So after the Tetris shield builds, I'll peek around it, grab my magical amulet, and I will cast Dispel Magic on the knight to see if that does anything.
Okay.
Because I'm hoping if it's been corrupted by magic, it might end the corruption. do some, get rid of its aura. I don't know.
Make
Hope for
me
the best.
your spellcasting's charisma, isn't it?
Aye.
Make me a spellcasting ability check, then, please.
$19.
Okay. You cast Dispel Magic, and you can sense this glow, and for a moment, and I'm actually going to say for a round, CGK's eyes begin to settle. That corruption seems to dissipate for a moment, and this aura that seems to emanate off it disappears. The eyes go back to green, and CGK stands there and just looks around, confused. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
Does it say anything?
It's not its turn.
Cool.
We are not your enemy. Fight it. Sigh. Go and hide behind it.
Make
I'm
me a
not actually
stealth
hiding,
check,
'cause obviously
please.
I don't have the action,
Okay.
do I? So I can't do bonus
Yes,
action
you do.
hide, can
You
I?
should have the action to hide. Oh, you used an
took my
action to
action to
dispel
cast-
magic, didn't you? So yeah, that's fine. So
Yeah.
you just sort of duck around and put yourself in cover, basically.
Yeah.
Very good.
You Captain Jack Sparrow run behind something. Who?
Very good. Callum's go then. Seeing this, Callum is confused, and seeing this this effect is now sputtering, much like the gate, the portal. The eyes are starting to sort of pink green. Callum is going to step forward, right up close. Let me help you, my friend. He's going to place a hand on this individual and is going to attempt a remove curse.
Ho ho!
Come on.
Do it!
Come on.
Do it!
So this is also going to be a spellcasting ability check. Danny, I'm going to give you a point of inspiration if you've not already got one.
I've already got one.
Do you want to give it to somebody else?
I'll give it to... Has Dave got one? Have you got one, Dave?
I have not.
There we go. Consider
Charles?
yourself...
Inspired by your awesomeness.
Excellent. As Callum reaches out to, and you can see his hand pulses with sort of this greenish energy, which is similar to that of the portal, and places it against CGK's sort of pauldron. There is a spark, and just when you see Callum's hand just shoot back as he made a really shit roll of a 14, which is not enough for a remove curse in this sense. And CGK's eyes begin to very quickly, but it wasn't a bad roll, but
Could have
this
been
is
better.
high magic, so it could have been a lot better. So the eyes begin to start, that glow, pink glow begins to return, and that aura sort of sparks back into existence. Not quite there yet. Jewel, anything you want to do on your turn?
Okay, so CGK's looking around, looking a little unsure.
It's confused and dazed more than anything right now.
Yeah. I will... right, okay. I know what I want to do. I'm just trying to think which ones I can do on... I can take those options. Okay. It's going to have to be then... Yeah, should just be able to do this. So, from where I am, that's the stream, not the map. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then would like to shove for a knocking prone.
Ooh.
Yes, I can either knock it prone or push it away. So this is basically a full run up, and as she does that, her tail whips round on his feet, but her legs come up and just body slam him to try and knock him over and take his legs from under him at the same time. So that will be a strength check against... Is it my strength
It's
check?
an athletics check versus its athletics check. So contested. Strength athletics.
Okay, I can't make an acrobatics, only they can make an acrobatics, is that right?
Make a strength athletics check contested by the target's strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics check. So you have to use your strength.
I have to use my athletics, fine. Okay. That's a shame because my acrobatics is much better, but I'll have to take an awful 12.
15.
Yeah, it'd have been loads better if it was acrobatics.
I will give it disadvantage because it's distracted. That meets, so we're going to have to roll again.
Okay. 17.
13. You slam into this creature and knock it prone.
So slam it and knock it over, land on it, and then look into the eyes of the helmet. We are trying to help you. Do not make this hard. Yeah, I'm just going to stay standing on him.
Okay.
And I'm going to take... Okay, just double checking. There's no like cunning actions that are useful at this point. No, that's fine.
I'll be disengage, I imagine, will be the one, but that's fine.
Yeah, but I can't. Yeah, I can't. I disengage and move, and I can't do that. So
yeah, that's fine. So you slam into CGK and knock it over as the sort of shield smacks onto the ground, and the battle axe lands on the floor, just narrowly missing Callum. And you stare into these eyes, which you can see are just sparking and beginning to glow pink again, and you can feel the corruption beginning to start to emanate off this creature once again. Where you stare in and say, "We are here to help you," and it is now the corrupted knight's go. It's going to simply look back to the plinth, the platform, and with the shield arm it just reaches out, almost beckoning, or almost reaching out for help or something like that, and that will be its go. Lex, as your turn comes around again, immediately the eyes just and the aura sweeps out again, and it is back to being fully corrupted.
You guys are in the aura, all bags.
yeah, be on our go, I'm sure. What was it reaching for? I think it was reaching for the sword. I find if it was reaching for the sword, is it one of the weapons that it's holding is causing it to be corrupted? Is it its sword?
Oh, it's my go now, right?
It is your go.
I've just checked my lore document, and I've remembered that I've put in there. I know that planar rifts and portals all have a distinct frequency to open them or keep them open. Would that also mean I would know the frequency to close them? Or could I try and sense the frequency that is? That's going to take up my whole go there, isn't it? Trying to do that.
You're
I
cool.
don't think I want to. He's currently prone though, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go nowhere near him though. Let's not mess about. I will. I'm going to have to do a chromatic orb on him because I don't want to go nowhere near him.
Okay.
And I'll do it at second level. So he's prone, so it's disadvantage, right?
You get disadvantage on a ranged attack, yes.
I can use my restore balance to make that a normal roll.
Nice.
So, fingers crossed. Right, I don't know why I rolled it on D&D Beyond, but ignore that because I'm going to use. Can I use a magical guidance to re-roll it at the same time?
You also have inspiration.
That's for ability check. That's for ability checks. That's fair. Yes, I will use my inspiration for advantage. Thank you, Matthew. Oh, is 19 any better?
No, does not
Cock and
hit.
balls.
As you just sort of throw this and roll it around, and it's almost like a curved bowling maneuver.
What are we
Yes,
going to think?
just
Are we thinking
balls,
AC of
rolls
20, 21? I'm trying to think what it is.
Yes,
I'm gonna-
big.
So as you sort of bowl this towards CGK around Callum, you notice that it is pulled off course, and then the minute it misses, your chromatic orb just streaks up into the air and shoots into the portal. Thank you so much for the follow. That is amazing.
Thank you very much.
Here. Hope you're enjoying. Just saw that pop in there. Very good. Anything else on your turn, Lex?
As a
I'm going to say you did that. Bold. Ducked back around.
bonus action, no, I won't waste that. No, I'll stay behind the pillar.
So things are about to get south real fast, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So I'm going to save. Well, I'm still concentrating on the protection from myself, but I'm nowhere near the guy, so, you know. I was going to get to Jewel. She fucked off.
Yep. She did.
Amazing, and please don't ever apologise for distracting us. We are more than happy to interact with us, with all of our sort of viewers and fans. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to Malt and Magic. Enjoy this fight. It's about to get fun. So, Lex, as you finish your
we
go,
won't enjoy it.
and it rolls around to Callum's go now. Callum is caught in that aura and needs to make a wisdom saving throw. That is definitely not good enough, because that's a 5 on the dice, which is a total of 8. Does not meet the DC, so he's going to take 2d6 necrotic damage.
Oof.
That is 9 points of necrotic damage, and Callum is also now frightened
Brilliant.
of this creature. Let me just double check his abilities. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum.
He's got to have some advantages for also being Fey touch, right? Against Fey creature attack spells and stuff. What's your straws now?
Apparently not.
Bastard.
Nope, apparently not. So, with that then, Callum is just going to sort of step back, but then sees the dagger in his hand. I'm sorry, my friend. And he is going to stab in with the dagger. So, how many attacks does he get? 1 attack per action. So, he is going to... That is a +6 to hit. Down the dice tower. Oh, Callum, thanks for showing up. Not good enough. That is a 9 to hit.
That's definitely one of
So,
these
it's just
ones.
going to... that should be at advantage because CGK is prone.
Go on.
Better.
20.
21 to hit, so that will hit. So in that moment, as Callum stabs down, and it looks like it's just going to arch off, this tooth-like dagger just bites in, and Callum pushes it down. That is going to be a total of 7 points of piercing damage plus an extra.
Yes.
And I don't know why I rolled that on D&D Beyond, but I'll take it. An extra 4 points of acid damage. That's for a grand total of 11 points of damage.
And he's bloodied.
You fucking not. Callum is going to wrench the dagger out and is then going to just sort of roll backwards and move backwards out of this aura. So 5, 10, 15, 20 to there. And he's just going to then turn to you, Jewel, and shout, "Jewel, get out of there!" Jewel, it is your go. I need a wisdom saving throw, please.
Cock
Please.
and balls. Why also can't I find this particular... I don't know, I'm going to have to ask that in a minute.
Technically, that attack shouldn't have been at advantage because Callum's frightened of this creature. But we'll take it. That's my fuck up.
Sorry, am I, what's saving throw?
It's a wisdom saving throw, sorry.
14.
14 is the magic number that you needed.
Okay.
So you are going to take half damage and you are not frightened. You are going to take 4 points of necrotic damage.
4 points. Okay. I do actually have advantage
4 points,
against
yeah.
that, but I beat it anyway, so that's okay. I didn't
Yep.
have advantage against charmed or frightened. That's just cool. So yes, there we go. Right. I am struggling to find this, but I thought there's another actions in combat, which is a disarm. Is it not? Is that a special thing? Maybe it's a special
I
thing.
think that's a special thing.
Yeah.
That's a fighter thing where you can choose
Yes.
Wasn't
That's
that one of your manoeuvres as Dargon?
Well, no, there's a specific one which is that which deals damage, but I believe that fighters also get the option to disarm, which is really annoying because
I mean, you can try and disarm a creature anyway. You can always do that, as if you want to take your action to try and shove the battle axe out.
Yeah, I mean, basically, shove the battle axe out in essence, so that it's a free item to then grab and take. I'm
Well,
more
do you
than
want to try and wrestle it off him?
Yeah, basically. No, sure, it's not going to go well, but
this is. It's going to be a contested strength check, basically, straight strength check. So go with it.
Yeah, fine.
I want the other dice. Sorry.
Straight strength.
Yes.
I would like you
plus
to
any strength modifiers. Sorry.
Yeah. But I would like you to say yours. Oh, actually, it's better than I thought it was.
I got a 10.
Cool. I thought it was a 3, but I looked closer. It is a 13. And that's literally straight because I have a plus 0 on strength.
Okay. You managed to wrench this battle axe out of CGK's hand. What do you want to do with it?
Well, bonus action disengage and I will I will jump back. Yeah, okay, in the general direction of Callum and Lex, but basically it's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 back there. Can't hide,
Okay.
because I've used my bonus action, but I am back there and in partial cover, hopefully.
Yep, you are in partial cover.
Cool. That went better than I thought it would.
Well, yeah, that was a really shit roll on my part. So well done. Well done. You're
Honestly-
really making this difficult tonight.
Honestly
folks.
thought that was a 3. Right, the point is, Jewel is really shit at hitting people, and so I'm trying to think of anything else that she can do in combat.
Love it. This is peak D&D right here. So I will say, as you wrench that axe away from CGK and run away, you notice the axe changes. It's no longer sort of pulsating with otherworldly energy, and what you see is it actually transforms, and it's almost like vines begin to wrap themselves around the haft of this axe. The metal becomes this bright, shiny chrome colour, but there's a tinge of green to it as well, and you feel almost a sense of righteousness, if not just pure energy, pure as in good energy coming from this thing.
And I would, of the limited understanding now of what Callum's talked about and the few things we know, that has, in essence, a feyness to it and not a corruption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm getting the understanding from this thing as well, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. If that's your go, it's then CGK's go, who's going to stand up using half its movement. It is then going to move 5, 10, 15 to there. I am going to roll for this. I'm going to roll a d6. So yeah, a 1 and a 4 is going to be a duel. Is going to be a duel. Is going to be duel. 2 and a 5 is going to be Lex. 3 and a 6 is going to be Callum. That is a 3. Callum, who is frightened. Callum needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Oh, that's not good. That's
Participate! That's right.
Now I need to see how this is going to work, because this is weird. Frightened. Disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while sources can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear, but is now compelled. So I suppose that is an unwilling movement, so that will work.
Compelled to move forwards, yeah.
Compelled, so this pulse emanates off CGK, and you can see Callum's head just snaps forward, and it's almost like a challenge has been issued, and you can see Callum take that dagger and just look forward, and you get the impression that Callum is going to move forward to engage this creature. With that being said, that is a bonus action. Can't really do anything with any actions, so that will be it. Lex, over to you. Making this really hard for me tonight.
5.
That's what she said.
10. If I stand there, I can shoot between the rock and Callum at Cock Gobbler, can't I?
Oh, there he is.
Cock Goblin, yes you can.
Cool.
I'll allow it.
Because
I'll allow it, it's fine.
I've then gone far enough away to then use lightning bolt.
Ooh, lightning bolt has a 5-foot width. That is gonna hit Callum.
Never mind. Right, go on.
So where else would you like to move? You were here, so you could come around if you wanted to.
Or move up towards Jewel in that sort of area. Yeah.
I'll just go there.
That would do. That would do.
Yeah, that's the... Yeah, okay. Now I'll do the lightning bolt.
Jewel's peeking her head around the corner and suddenly hears this... just moves her head back. Ooh!
So as the Tesla coil starts to form in my hand, I'm thinking I can't hit it with attack rolls, so I'm hoping it'll fail a dexterity roll. And then... Thank you, Dave. Perfectly timed. A Dex 14 saving throw, please.
Got to get our saving throw. Bam.
That is an 18 to save. Because it does have advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
Well, I'll restore balance and remove that advantage.
Magical resistance. In which case, it was a 3 for a total of 6.
Sorry, motherfucker.
Lex is not happy.
Right, fucking restoring that balance.
Well, I'm going to say this lightning bolt shoots out, and you can see CGK looks like it's going to dodge, and then Lex takes their other hand and just sort of twists it around, and almost in that Doctor Strange motion, you see like time almost reverse, and CGK moves back into the path of the lightning bolt as it then just beams through them.
Love it.
Damage, please.
That's a lot of dice.
That was beautiful.
That was gorgeous.
I want that sound. We need to clip that sound.
I want that as my ringtone, even though we all have silent phones now.
Right.
Sorry, Danny.
32 points of
How
lightning
much?
damage. 32.
32 points of lightning damage. Fuck me.
I know Shocking
Only
Grasp has
two
this, but
succeeds
I
as well.
assume that Lightning What's-It doesn't have any in additional because he's wearing metal armor or anything daft. That's only Shocking Grasp, isn't it?
With Shocking Grasp, I get
It's only
advantage, and
Shocking
with
Grasp.
Shatter,
Yeah.
if I'm in metal, but no, all it does, it ignites flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried.
No. So you notice the cloak itself begins to burn, just doesn't seem to do any effect, but you have now bloodied this creature. I was writing a description of Lex for the website, for a page on the website this week, and one of those things was like thinking, okay, how does Lex act in combat situations? Lex will usually try and use logic, but if logic fails, will seek to end a fight very quickly. I think we're here right now.
Yeah. This ends now.
So there we go. Anything else on your turn, Lex?
And fuck it, you'll burn in hell. And then, what I will do actually, because that worked ever so well, what I've used on my 3rd level spell slots, as a bonus action, I will use some sorcery points to get a 3rd level spell slot back, so then I can do it again next time.
Excellent. Very good. And that's the end of your go, I'm assuming.
Yes. Thank you.
Very good. It is Callum's go then, who is compelled to enter into this aura. Didn't start his turn there, so doesn't have to make the save.
Nice.
But can... Oh no, he's no longer frightened anyway. It's the start of his next turn. So he's not frightened anyway, which means he won't get a disadvantage now on this attack, as he is going to take out... well, he's already got the... It is a... I'm just going to call it what it is. It's a fucking dragon tooth dagger that he's got. So he's going to take that out, and he is going to attempt to stab this creature. So... Natural 20, please. Not bad. Not bad. That is an unnatural 20, so I'll take it. That meets the armor class, and therefore will hit.
Ooh, yeah, fighter.
It's a 1 on the d4, so 4 points of piercing damage and 3 points of acid damage, so that was 7 points of damage total. As Callum stabs in and twists and then pulls the knife back out. Is then going to end his turn. Oh, shit. What bonus actions has Callum got? Oh, I should have done that first. Yeah, he's then going to curse CGK. Cast Hex.
Yes.
Nope, not cured. Cursed! So casts Hex on CGK, which will then deal an extra bit of damage, but that also means Callum is now concentrating.
And chooses what disadvantage on checks?
That is Hexblade's curse. Oh no, ignore me.
it's Hex.
You're right, Hex. Ooh,
Strength.
based on what's been going on, I think Callum will choose strength-based checks.
Sweet.
For the best.
And he's concentrating on that. Ooh. Yes, that's very good. Cool. So, Hex, that will be Callum's go, and we are then around... Sorry, saving throw. That's enough. No longer compelled, so we'll then move back out 5, 10, which will grant an attack of opportunity. The most the creature can do, CGK can do, is a shadowy shield bash, which is an 18 to hit, which will hit. Ooh. Gonna put Callum back there. 18. What is that? Maths. Too much maths. 6 points of bludgeoning damage, and vines, these corrupted vines, just wrap around Callum, and Callum is now grappled.
Brilliant. That means if I lightning bolt him, he's literally going to be attached to bloke, isn't he?
Kind of. So let's spin that round back again, actually. Concentrating, grappled. How much damage did I say that was? That was 6 points of bludgeoning damage to Callum. 6 points of bludgeoning damage, no longer frightened. But is grappled. Anything else from that? That's all good. The knight would have had a reaction, but somebody nicked its fucking axe. Duel.
Which was a great play, by the way. Yoink.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll jump back up onto the top of this plinth, which is, what, 10, 15 foot high? I don't know. So that's 10 feet of movement, and we'll drop the battle axe on top there.
Okay.
And then she should be able to... Yeah. So then 15, 20, 25, and we'll... Oh, fuck it, she's going to try and hit.
Bearing in mind, technically, you've got to go up and then down. So that should factor into your movement, but I will allow it for
well,
now.
no, that's okay,
because
because that's okay, because I can do, to make it proper, feline agility. So let's do that, double my movement.
Cool. Yep.
And so, yes, that will move. That'll put me about 40 feet at the moment, 20 feet left. So, yeah, I'm gonna... I was really hoping for that it didn't really help because no one else can do a massive amount with it knocked prone. He's going to try and use the Dusk Dagger. I know it's not going to do much because it's bright daylight. But that does give me... No, I have sneak... What do I have? Sneak attack. Because
you are... Because it's engaged.
Engaged
you will
with
get
Callum.
a +2, I believe, for flanking.
For flanking. Okay, so... Okay, no, cool. 18 on the dice, +6, plus that. So, 26 to hit. So, that will give 3d6 and 1d4.
What was the to hit, sorry?
26.
26, yeah, that's definitely going to hit.
Okay, so that is...
Do you roll a natural 20 on that?
No, an 18. Because you said you'd give me a +2.
Yeah, sorry, I fucking looked at things there and went, meh? Got a message halfway through that, so yeah, no,
fine.
ignore me, that's cool.
+2, +6, 18, 26 in total, and that is, I shall redo that as 9. Hang on, 9, 14, 18, 21 points of piercing damage as I find a gap in CGK's armour.
You do dance up and just find... You see that moment, and it's just underneath the pauldron, sort of where the greave begins to meet it, and you just stab in and twist on that free arm, wrench the dagger free as you cut through muscle, and what feels like may have nicked the bone. You can feel the arm just sort of swing limp beneath there. As you do significant damage to this creature to the point where it is not looking too good at all. A big gout of blood just sprays across the floor, and you see the blood is green with this purplish tinge to it as it just sprays across the floor.
Lex would know that you... Well, not usually because we haven't really done it very often, but certainly on the first day that we met did try and not... kill, but there's nothing from her now as she uses the dagger that's been cut in. She sort of climbs up onto CGK and then disengage and shoves backwards and does a backflip and rolls out. So we'll move 10-15 feet back there.
Yeah, okay, so you've gone underneath and out the other side.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And yes, that's everything.
Okay. CGK then is just gonna... That limp arm that you stabbed in that's free just sort of lifts it with whatever strength it's got left and holds it up like Thor calling its hammer. You see vines begin to wrap around this stone structure, reaching for the battle axe and begin to pull it down. That's going to be its action. It is going to use its bonus action then on you, Jewel. I need a wisdom saving throw, please. And this will be the final use of this.
Will I have advantage against it from being frightened? Or is this no? This is your compel thing, isn't it? So it should just be normal wisdom saving throw. Okay. That's balls. It's a 12.
It's a 12. You are now compelled to melee fight this creature. So engage in melee combat for 1 minute or until the knight challenges a new opponent. You are now the new opponent. You can repeat this saving throw at the end of each of your turns. So Callum is no longer compelled to fight.
Yeah.
In fact, Callum needs to roll a concentration check as well. Yeah, that's fine. So, on your turn, you must move towards the corrupted knight and make a melee attack against it.
Cool.
Okay. Lex.
Don't worry, it'll be dead, because I've been charging up this Tesla coil the whole time. So, it's another... I'll use my last restore balance, so you have to do the save at normal. It's 14.
$22 to save.
You bastard.
Still gonna be
I
half.
still don't think it's going to be enough. Even at half,
So
I
even
don't
the
think
restore
it's going to do
balance
it.
still rolled a 22, you motherfucker.
I have rolled a 22. It was a 19 on the dice.
In that case, then, it just straight past your head.
I thought it takes half.
Is it not lightning bolt?
Oh yeah, half damage.
Half damage.
Sorry. Yes. I was that disappointed. I've just resigned to failure.
We want to hear those dice again. We're all waiting here, Danny.
I'll just make sure I've got all my D6s.
Oh, sweet release.
Oh, that's gone. His bollock just dropped.
33, sorry, points of lightning damage, so halved, we're looking at 17.
17.
Lex Ordo, for the second time in 2 weeks, how do you want to obliterate this creature?
So, as I charge this up, it's going to go, but it's going to waver a little bit. So you think, oh, shit, it's going to miss, but then it's kind of going to arc round and just hit him straight in the helmet. And then his head's kind of going to vibrate with the frequency and then just pop.
Nice. So you do watch as this lightning energy just arcs in and the whole armour begins to glow. And there is not just a pinkish glow, but a greenish glow as well. And shards of metal just scatter everywhere. Now Callum is protected by the fact that the shield is got him grappled currently with these vines, and so the shards that would have hit him go into the shield, but Callum is still thrown sort of 5 feet this way, and is no longer grappled. This aura is going to go all of that gone. Jewel, you see those vines that were reaching up for that battle axe just wither away into ash. And as you then quickly climb up to see where that battle axe is, you can see it also just withers away, not into ash, as that is the one thing that is no longer corrupted, but actually turns into motes of light and almost like spores and just dissipates out. Callum is just going to sort of land and... Oh, well done again, Lex.
Jewel from the top of the plinth will say, I got a little distracted. I was rather hoping we were going to question him. Oops.
I calculated the outcomes and F was the only logical solution. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately correct. I was... yes. At the start, wanted to stop him. At the end, I wanted to kill him.
Yeah. When my dispel
I'm
magic
inclined to
didn't-
agree with Lex as well. I don't think there was any way out of that. Even trying to remove whatever curse or corruption had been laid upon it, to no avail.
Is that what you
Well done,
were?
Lex.
We tried, Callum. You tried something at the start.
Yes. And you notice as Callum sort of takes his hand and looks at it, there is a bit of a burn mark across his hand. We'll have to get that seen to at some point.
Do we
No.
think that? She'll jump down and start chatting to you. Do you think that was well, was he looking at the sword or the portal?
Callum is going to walk up to the plinth, and as he's walking... No. The Green Knights are protectors. And what we see here is what I assume is a lesser Fey Lord.
A lesser Fey Lord?
Fucking hell.
Is this quite a high up individual?
How familiar are you with the Fey Courts, or the Courts of Fairy?
I know quite little. Yes, quite little. I've simply learned about the planes recently.
Okay, there are two major courts within the Fey realm, within the Feywild, the Seelie and the Unseelie Court, one of which is ruled by the somewhat recently returned Titania, and the other one ruled by the Queen of Air and Darkness. Within that, there are a number of Fey Lords. Some are prominent and powerful and known. There is the Lord of Frost, there is the Queen's Darkness, there is King Oberon, there is the Green Knight himself. The protectors of the Fey Lords report into the Green Knight, or the Green Huntsman, depending on how he is referred to. They are protectors of the Fey Lords, specifically the Fey Lords of the Seelie Court.
Sorry, are you saying that this Green Knight thing should have been protecting this Fey?
Yes.
And then, wow, I wonder what happened. Did they get corrupted, or did they come to find this body? I suppose we shall never know.
No, but I can only assume this was their ward, and they had failed in their duty, which is a dishonour greater than any. But to kill a Fey Lord takes an immeasurable amount of power. Even a lesser Fey Lord would be more than a match for anyone.
I shall walk up to the body, and then the sword, won't touch it. Then this sword is quite powerful, or certainly wielded by someone who is quite powerful.
Maybe an Arcana check, please.
Cool. I'll happily make an investigation check as well to see if there's like a name on it, but I'll do Arcana first. So it's just gonna be Garbaggio. It's not bad. 18.
18. You can feel the power coming off this sword, and it's very, very intricate. It's very ornate. It's compared to the blade, the hilt or the handle of it is actually quite thin, and then there is a number of cross guards, if you like. There's the first one that protects the hand, and then what looks like a more of a catch guard, and then this jeweled hilt specifically with these two arms that bend out and then upwards into a very fine silver blade, and the gemstone in the center of this is blue. There is
That's right, Danny's not
writing
red.
on the blade. Make me an investigation check, please.
I'm going to touch it, see what happens. I'm not ready.
No, but Jewel is. 23.
23. You do see writing across the blade. It is written in a language you do not understand.
Cool. Okay. I shall look to Callum and Lex. Do you think this can be removed? It is not very nice to leave it in the corpse.
I think we should do this Feylord the honour of at least burying them.
Absolutely.
Let's remove the sword.
Joe just grabs the sword and lifts it up.
Why you do that
Okay.
with us?
As you lift the sword and pull it out, there is no
Voice in
ill
my head.
feeling from this sword.
Oh.
No voice in your head.
I was expecting by the power of Grayskull, and you'd turn
There
into
is a
like Thundercat.
power
Take what has taken.
within this sword.
Take what you have taken and let's ride. Sorry, spoilers for anyone who watched something.
So you pull the sword out. There is a power within this sword, but nothing corrupting. Doesn't feel like it's corrupting in nature.
This is not necessarily then like a great sword or anything. This is just like a long sword, rapier, short
Long
sword.
sword.
Long
sword.
Okay. Cool. So okay. Joel will keep hold of it for a moment. I take it, Callum, Lex even. That portal should go to the Fey, but I'm guessing if we walked through it now, that would not be what happens.
Well, as you look
While
over
it's
to
sparking
Lex,
like that.
he hasn't come over to you after the battle. Him and Cog have gone towards the portal, frantically looking through the book, trying to figure out what portal it is.
Okay, I'm going to say as you both approach the portal, then it sparks and sputters and grows more frantic, almost like it's reacting to your presence. And Cog, that eye shines green, bright green, almost like green torchlight emanating out. And you can see Cog getting closer and closer and closer before a bolt of energy just beams into him, and knocks him off. And he rolls along the floor and then stands up and flutters over to your shoulder, and there's a series of distressed clicks and whirs. You immediately get the impression from Cog that this thing is wrong. This is not natural in any way, shape or form. It should not be like this. As you frantically then flick through the book, roll me an investigation check, please.
Well, now we have a firm grasp of the obvious.
16.
It was like an R2-D2 moment. Yeah. Still one of my funniest, or our funniest reels, I think, of all time. Or our funniest clips. Fucking love that early moment.
I'm adding. So I'm just adding a long sword basic, just saying taken from Lesser Fey at the moment.
Yep. Very good.
Oh, balls.
So I got a 16.
16. You flick through frantically, and then Cog sort of leans in and pins a page down before you flick it over, and you then pay more attention to that page, and you read corruption within portals. As you begin to flick through and sort of scan through, skim read this page, you learn that it is possible for portals to become corrupted when multiple planes are involved. Usually an individual would seek only to transport themselves to one plane. However, it is possible to draw power from a portal by influencing that plane and that planar rift through what's the term? I'm almost trying to think in musical terms. Or discordant energies, let's use that term.
You can use the power from one plane to try and open multiple portals at once. So one portal that will go to multiple planes to sort of draw the energy from multiple planes at once.
It is. You can open a portal and transport yourself. What you get the impression from this page is that it is possible to draw power or gain power. Corruptions as well have occurred where individuals have tried to take that planar energy and claim it by adding in discordant energies from other planes.
For some reason, this person has got a landline to landline connection, and they've got a generator plugged into our end. Pretty much. For what purposes, you're not quite sure. Apart from be really loud at the other end.
I will also say, now you're this close, you can see that there is distinct dark purplish energy that just every now and again lances through into this portal. You continue to flick through with a 16 through this particular chapter, and it talks about healing discordant portals. I'm going to ask you to make me another investigation check, please.
It's the fact that it's green suggesting it's corrupted, or is it the power, or is it the
purple? I will give you. The purple suggests that it's corrupted. The fact that it's green primarily tells you, and the evidence around you gives you this added confidence that this was a portal or a potential portal to the Feywild.
Okay. So, passage on healing. What's it say?
What did you roll? Sorry.
Oh shit! What was I rolling?
Another investigation check, please.
Fuck a duck. I will use magical guidance because that was a bag shit piece of roll. Never mind. That was a 5 as well. So 5.
Okay.
Fuck.
You're flicking through quite frantically when another bolt of energy just and almost knocks the book out of your hand, and you scrabble to go and pick it up. And Callum then turns around and said, "Lex, away. Just not near the portal. If you need to do your investigations away from the portal, to not risk any damage, or who knows where that goes to. It should go, I'm assuming, to the Feywild, but I am not walking through that thing."
What have you learnt, Lex? Do you know why it is being quite irregular?
It's unstable because it's been corrupted. If you could see the little purple sparks of energy, somebody is trying to corrupt this portal. But it should go to the Feywild. It looks like someone's trying to draw power from it.
For what purpose? They are trying to actually draw power from this, or add power to it? What is it?
It is right in it. You can draw power from it by corrupting it. Yeah. Yeah.
Again, sorry to clarify, are they trying
you
to
understood?
draw power to add to it, or is someone taking power from this portal? In terms of what Lex understands, sorry, I'm not trying to like add something that Jill doesn't know.
Yeah,
Is that going to be...
I'm going to say Lex hasn't quite figured that out yet.
Fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's all good. I mean, so are we saying that this Green Knight and their ward came through this portal beforehand, or... Oh, did they come through the portal and were corrupted as they did?
Yeah, it might be that if
then they were unwitting
to draw the power from it, and then
yes. So perhaps on the other end it seems fine, but the moment you come through, you are affected and you end up here.
I suppose it also depends on whether the corruption is happening our end or on the other side of the portal. There's no one else here.
Oh, yes. You cannot see any signs of it being tampered with?
So from this side, you know what I was saying earlier when I know they have a frequency. Is it possible to try and tune into that frequency to see if I can then use that to close it?
I'm going to say make me a perception check with advantage.
You're getting a C and an F sharp.
18 is my best.
18. So you hear and sort of you tune into that vibrational frequency, and even Cog begins to start to resonate with it, but very quickly you sense this not vibration, again I'm trying to think of the musical term for it, but
resonance
I think is the right term, where it almost like it's not a pure note, it seems to wave in and out and resonate where it shouldn't do. And there is then also this slightly discordant undertone, but the minutes on, and as you focus in on this, these purple sparks just seem to dissipate, but the portal continues to spark and flicker, almost as if it's now just unstable.
What, so as if the person who was drawing from it or was doing something to it, it has stopped, but it's left it unstable?
Draw whatever conclusion you want from that one.
Is there anything... Yeah, so back to the chapter on healing corrupted portals. I'll try and have a look at that.
Okay, this time I won't ask you for a check, I'll say you begin to read it. You read that corrupted or unstable, in this instance portals, can be cleansed, but only through the gathering of particularly powerful ingredients, and that will depend on the portal or the type of portal you are trying to cleanse. And it starts to list between some of the different planes and how you might cleanse them, and eventually you get down to the passage that talks about portals to the Fey realm, and it talks about 3 ingredients. It talks about that you will need to perform a ritual using the petals of a moonflower that only blooms under the light of a full moon, a drop of morning dew infused with the essence of laughter,
Okay, now.
and a piece of a star-touched crystal.
Stir anti-clockwise 3 times and then stir clockwise once. Then add the eye
So
of
the
newt.
3 items you need were the petals of a moonflower, only blooms under the light of a full moon, a drop of morning dew that is infused with the essence of laughter, and a piece of star-touched crystal.
Why couldn't it have been like Madagascar vanilla and some saffron? You know what I mean?
Some cayenne pepper.
Because we're talking planar fucking rifts.
I'll relay that to the group.
Thank you so much for the subscription. That's amazing. Thank you.
Star touch crystal.
So yes, Eye of Newt, Oil of Boil.
Fuck me. Right, so I'll relay that to the group. Looking at Callum, hoping, he's just got him in his purse.
Why are you looking at me so funny?
Well, being from the Feywild, I'm hoping these are just usual grocery list type items.
Well, I suggest we go and find an almanac or something to figure out when the next full moon is, and then I'm sure in this forest somebody can let us know where the moonflower blooms. As for the dew infused with essence of laughter, that's very Fey, and I think I can probably figure out how we can deal with that. The star-touched crystal, not a fucking clue.
Would my mana stone, does that count?
Are we talking a shrapnel from the sky, or something like a crystal that infuses with starlight? I don't know.
It could be a meteoric type crystal.
I think that's as good a guess as any. Star-touched, it's a falling star, yes. If we can find meteorite, that would be amazing.
Is this something that, left untouched, it's going to leave a crater in this forest, or are we going to have the time to come and fix this?
Yeah, that's my worry. These ingredients are quite specific, and I don't know whether...
It is going to take... even if we go back to Malt, it is going to be 4 days round trip?
I don't know what else to do. I can...
From my rough understanding of our direction, are we closer now to the other settlement? Can't remember its name, can't bring up the map right now. I'm not closer.
You're about halfway between Morstacy and Julin, because you've been taking more of an upwards route as opposed to directly between the two. So you're sort of a triangular point, if you like, between the two.
Unfortunately, it is either head forwards or head back. However, I am just making sure we are not skipping over this fact. Are we all agreed on the fact that we have found the source of what has happened over the last couple of weeks? I think this was broken only a few weeks ago. There was no moss or anything over it. Are we all of that agreement?
I think that's a logical conclusion.
Yeah.
So, what I'm trying to fathom, there is no point going to the other settlement. It is better to go back to Morstacy. We can tell them we have found the source of the corruption. Hopefully find if they have the tools to help you, Lex, fix this, and we can head back. We have to leave it, unguarded, I suppose, unless...
the only other thing I can think of is to check if there's is there any... By looking at the portal and how it's set up, could I fathom whether there is something that is keeping it open, like an engraving or a rune or something that I could use as an off button? Do you get what I mean?
Maybe an Arcana check, please.
Like, if there's the Stargate, I could just turn that off, couldn't I?
Mm-hmm. Although when they did that and they pulled the power source, it was not a good idea.
Touche.
And also, if it's being powered from another place, it can't get switched off.
Nah,
nerd.
Fucking love SG1.
I need an EMP
Can love
spell.
it. Sorry, what check?
Need
did
an
you do?
iris. 19 with your Arcana check. You look around for runes on the portal. You don't see any, but what you now notice as you look towards the plinth where Callum and Jewel are stood is that there are a number of runes, or what were runes, drawn into this platform that have been broken.
It looks like there is not an off switch anymore then.
Yeah.
Well,
Callum at this point is going to just
right.
reach under this Fey Lord and
Yeah.
lift them.
do the same.
While you two deliberate, I am going to bury this poor creature.
I am going to come and help you, Callum. I think that speed is of the essence, and we need to give this individual some peace.
Yeah, I think your course of action, go back to more Stacy, enlist the help of the elders. That's the best way to do this.
As much as...
If anything, they can always send some guards to defend this place.
Well, if they are doing that, then surely they can follow us back and we can sort this out. Or is this, Lex,
Depends
something
where
you
our journeys
cannot
take us, I
do? Can someone else... I don't know.
If I had the ingredients, I could try and close this down. I think I need the elders' help to source the ingredients.
Yes. Just out of interest, if we throw stone at this, what is going to happen?
There's only one way to find out.
Cool. Pick up a stone and throw it.
Very good. Are you throwing it at the portal?
Yeah.
I throw cock through the portal.
Roll me a D100, please, Jewel.
Love it. May not love it in a minute, but we're here for the chaos. 53.
Channel
53.
getting out, and I like it.
This this stone spins and rotates as it flies towards the portal, and it catches for a moment before it then just disappears.
You just hear it. Oh!
Thunk. Someone on the Feywild just crumples to the ground as this supersonic stone has just killed them. Oh dear. Yeah, I go and help Callum with the body.
Okay. So
Oh, and what I will do,
it
sorry,
takes
with
a
the,
while.
yeah, with the sword,
Wing it through the pool.
buried, done.
Rest in peace.
Yeet!
Yeah. She does have a belt for all her daggers, and what she's going to do is just use this, just like sort of put the sword through that, or she has some twine, something just to hold it up onto that belt. It is very rudimentary, but hopefully will hold.
That's fine. Cool. So it takes, even between I'll say the three of you, as Lex does come and join in and help out, takes time to dig this grave, and Callum decides to do it sort of back out towards just outside the stone circle, but underneath one of the purple trees. So you dig through the roots, and eventually you lay the body of this Fey Lord. And as you now look upon the body, apart from the gaping wound in the chest, this is a beautiful creature, like beyond beautiful, androgynous to the point where you can't figure out a gender, but just stunning. Like, as I say, beyond beauty. And you pack the dirt back over and sort of lay this Fey Lord to rest. And you notice Callum then just sort of kneels, places his hand on the dirt, and whispers something in a language you don't understand. And then stands. At least they got the burial they deserved. When I return, I will have to find out who, which court. I'm assuming Sealy, but one can never know.
Would say you want to return the body when all of those things have calmed down?
I don't know. I doubt it. one of the other lesser Fey will probably move up into the rank.
This is better than
I
where they were
suspect.
before.
At least they're not laid out for all to see. And then he's going to take out sort of a cloth and just reaches behind you and wipes the blade. And then he's going to look at the rag with the blood on it from the blade. And he's going to walk up to the portal, ball it up. Either this is going to find its way home or who knows, and just chucks it. As the rag catches in the portal, it just begins to burn up and frazzle. And then it's gone as it's destroyed. Well, I guess that answers another question.
What question
You think
is
that organic matter cannot pass?
No, I think it's... This portal cannot be trusted. I suspect that Fey creatures will be able to and probably will exit out of this while it's an unstable portal. But I also think there is a chance that anybody trying to traverse it is going to have a rough time. Lex, you are more versed with this than I am, but from what I've just seen there, I would assume that didn't get transported and it got destroyed.
Seemed that way to me.
You know what it's like when you're standing on the rooftops? That small voice in the back of your head that says jump? Why do we have that unnatural...
Please don't.
I am not going to. I am just curious as to why you have that little voice that says, go on, jump, go in, see what happens. How very obscure for nature to do that.
Indeed.
Well,
Well then, my friends,
we have quite a journey back again.
back to Morse Tacey it is then, I assume.
Yes. I don't know why if we should go at a faster pace or whether there are still dangers in the forest.
We must keep our wits about
We're
us,
heading
but
away
I think,
from the danger.
I think we're special free. And then they can give us the information we seek. But this portal must be close.
Yes.
And it's guarded.
I would err on the side of haste.
Haste it is then.
Okay.
On your lead, Jewel.
Let us go. And yeah, she will head into a fast pace that can be kept up.
A slow jog, so to speak.
We
So,
dwarves are more for
you all
short
exit.
runs. Very dangerous across short
Exit out
distances.
of this exit out of this glade, and just before Callum leaves, he's just going to turn and look back. Let's hope the Australian glade is whole once more. Before he turns and then runs after you, and you all begin to make your way quickly through the forest now, finding those natural paths and following the direction, seeing where the sun is in the sky and using that to guide your way home, so to speak, or back to Morse Tacey. And you continue on your journey, and a number of hours, a day, you rest again. And then on the second day back, you reach Morse Tacey and come sort of almost crashing through the gates with purpose. And that's where we will leave three of you. Back in the glade beneath the purple tree, a small shoot begins to form, a sapling, quickly, with a leaf that grows out of it of the most vibrant green. And our focus shifts towards the portal, where a robed figure stands before it and just chuckles. empirical evidence needed. And that, folks, is where we will end episode 28 of Malt and Magic Campaign 2. So thank you very, very much for joining us. It is a crying shame, I hear everybody scream, that we now have to take a couple of weeks off, but it is a couple of weeks off that we will finish and return with some very exciting guest stars. So I'm very pleased to say that our first session back, providing we can get all the logistics sorted, will include Tom and Bodhi from Homie and the Dude joining us for at least one episode. So very excited for that. Really, really, really looking forward to having some guest stars from the TTRPG community and from the D&D community with us as well. So look forward to that. But thank you all for joining us. Thank you so much for the follow and the subscription tonight. That is amazing. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you come back and join us as well. Please join us on Discord. So if you go into the Twitch channel, you can find the Discord link there, or you can go to the website maltandmagic.co.uk and you'll find all our links to our various social media channels, the Discord server, and also have a look around the website as well. Don't forget to check out this episode on Friday, again on the YouTube channel, but also on the podcast. And other than that, the only thing left to say from myself and my two castmates here is another fond thank you. We love you all. Stay safe. We will see you in a few weeks in September. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.